few other things I have to take care of. So let's go straight to it. All right. So notice that my sheet looks a little bit different because I removed all that. What is it? Write it in words and write it in this. So I just removed it. It's probably, and I should have done that for you guys. So I apologize. Delivery person uses a service elevator to bring boxes. Okay, he weighs 160 pounds, and each box of books weighs 50 pounds. So here's the thing, and the maximum capacity of the elevator is $1,000. So hopefully, right? I know. So the one thing that's not going to change in the elevator is his weight. So we know it's 160 pounds, right? So, and how many books can we bring? Well, it's going to be 50, and let's call it B. 50 times B, right? 50 pounds times however many books, or sorry, boxes of books, right? Plus his weight has to obviously equal 1,000 pounds. Is it 1,000 pounds? Yes, 1,000 pounds. So that's my equation. Okay, so do you want me to? Well, I'll solve it. Oh, gee. All right, so what do we have here? 1,000 minus 160. Yuck. Sorry, I chewed a mastic gum, which is 840. And then we have 50B, divide both sides by 50. And the number of boxes that he can bring is, well, your calculator, or however you're doing this, says 16.8. Well, you can't round it up to 17 because anything above 16.8 would go over the limit of 1,000 pounds. So in this case, the greatest number of boxes that he can bring would be 16. Okay. You have $16 in a coupon for $5 at a supermarket. A bottle of olive oil is $7. How many bottles of olive oil can you buy? All right. So whatever you're buying at a supermarket has to equal 16 bucks. All right. So bottle of olive oil. So it's $7. So $7 per or times. Yeah, $7. And then on top of it, you get a little discount. Is it per bottle? No, it's just a one-time discount. So that would be my equation here. So you're buying bottles of olive oil, whatever that total cost is going to be, or however many, 2, 3, 4 bottles. From that, you're going to take away $5 because you get a discount. And as long as that equals 16 and under, you're good. Plus 5 on both sides, that's 21. So that allows you to buy actually 3 bottles. So besides, I mean, definitely not the point to solve. To what do you call practice your solving here? It's more you getting see different questions, different situations. Okay, so that when you do your culminating task, you have ideas. Okay. 2 college friends rent an apartment. They have to pay the landlord about 2 months rent and $500 security. So I know they paid $500 for sure and 2 months rent. I have no idea what 2 months rent equals to. The total amount they paid the landlord is $2,800. So again, I mean, some of these questions you're going to say, well, we didn't really need a 2-step equation to do that. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But so 2 months times whatever the rent was, right? So 2 months times whatever they wanted, plus the 500 security deposit in case they damage things. That's what the security deposit is for. Has to equal the total amount that they paid. So they gave the landlord $2,800, and that includes this 2 months rent plus 500. Well, minus 500, blah 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 equals 2,300. 2R divided by 2 divided by 2, and R equals 1150. So the monthly rent in this place is 1150. It's a pretty good price. Probably not New York City prices, but nevertheless, still a good price. Contractor, he's doing something. Contracting. Hang on a second, I'm making myself some room here. Alright, so contractor. He's adding a back porch to a house. Okay, the porch needs to hold 20 people and furniture that weighs 250 pounds. So here's the porch, right? So we know that the porch, maximum weight of the porch is 3,700 feet. So the porch is going to hold people. I'll write people over here. And furniture. Furniture is not going to change unless they add furniture or take away furniture. But before now, we know that out of the 3,750 pounds, 250 pounds will be about furniture. So that leaves the rest here for people. And so we're going to go 20 times however much they weigh, right? So what I'm trying to look for here is the weight. Okay, 20 people times, I guess, their average weight, plus 250 pounds for the furniture equals 3,750. So we'll do minus 250 and minus 250 over here. That goes away. We get 20W. And this is going to be 3,500. Divide both sides by 20. And then W, the weight that he used, it's going to be 350 divided by 2, 175. Okay, which is just a little bit more than what I weigh. So the average weight that he used when calculating his estimate was 175 pounds per person. Members of a car washing program pay $50 per month. Okay, so what you do know here is that every month you have to pay $50, no matter what. Plus 77.65 for every hour they rent a car. All right, so that's not bad. So last month you spent a total of $149.45. Out of that $149.45, you know that 50 of it was for your membership fee, right? You pay $50 no matter what, whether you use the car or not. So imagine you have one of those programs and they say, okay, and you don't have a car, so you enlist in one of these, which is not a bad idea because you're not driving all the time. So you pay $50, whether you use a car or don't use a car, you still gotta pay $50 every month. Now, anytime that you go and use the car, you still on top of the $50 that you paid for that month, you still gotta pay $7.65 per hour. So last month, you spent $149.45 in total. So obviously, you did drive the car. You know that out of the $149.45, $50 was what do you call the membership fee, and the rest was your hour, the number of hours that you rented. So we can write this as 7.65. And the thing that our variable here is hours, right? So how many hours at $7.65 did I use the car for? So minus 50, right? So we knew that already. So this is going to be 99.45. So this goes away, and we're left with 7.65 times h. Divide both sides by 7.65, and hopefully we get a pretty number. Or not. Oh, there we go. We do. 13 hours. So you drove a car for 13 hours last month. You know what? I might actually look for one of these. 6, a fare. Okay. Haven't been to one of those for a long time. Then again, I don't think many of us have. All right, 7. Here is a fare. So think about fairs. I'm pretty sure you gone to fairs to play games and eat cotton candy, etc. Just to get in, you pay $7.25. Just to get in. That is your constant, right? Your one-time fee. So you get in, you pay the entrance fee for $7.25, and then you spent $5.50. Oops. Wait, I didn't read the question. $7.25 for admission, and then $5.50 for a ride pass. 10 friends visited the fair. Not all friends purchased the ride pass. If the total was $105.50, how many friends purchased the ride pass? Okay, my fault. So, 10. So here, the way we're gonna set up, they're asking us how many people got the ride pass. So, $5.50, and I'm gonna use R, right? And then plus, so your expenses for that day was $105.50. Some of it was on the rides, right? So whoever decided to buy the ride pass spent $5.50, but not everybody took the ride pass. But one thing's for sure, everybody who got in there paid $7.25. So there were 10 people, so $7.25 times 10. And we know that $72.50 was spent on just getting in. So the people who bought the ride pass plus all their entrance fees was equal to 105.50. So minus 72.50 minus 72.50 equals, that goes away, 5.50 R comes down, and that equals to 105. $33. All right. So if we divide both sides by 550, we can figure out how many people. It looks like 6. Yep. So 6 out of the 10 friends bought the ride pass. Not everybody. So 4 guys just stood around eating, and then everybody else went on rides. Which is not a bad thing to do either. Cafeteria sells entrees and additional items. An entree costs $4.75, and each additional item costs $1.25. Customer pays $9.75 for one entree and some additional items. How many additional items were ordered? So let's see. So we know the total, right? So the total spent $9.75. And for that, okay, what's the entree? Entree's on 25. So $1.25 times, let's use E for entrees. So plus the main dish plus $4.75 has to equal $9.75, right? So this you have to pay. And let's say you didn't want any additional items, right? I don't know why I chose E. Let's say you didn't want any additional items and you just want whatever your entree was. You'll only pay $4.75. But obviously this person ordered some entrees because his total was $9.75, so he definitely ordered some extras. I'm gonna put I. I hate putting I, but I'll put I. $125 I for, why am I choosing I? For items, I guess. Okay, so we're going to do minus 4.75 minus 4.75. That goes away. We get 5 over here, 1.25 I for items. Divide both sides by 125. And the extra number of items that he got was 4. Maybe he got his steak plus mashed potatoes, broccoli, string beans, and a little salad. There you go, the extra items. An appliance repair person charges $55 per trip plus $15 per hour for her labor. The cost of fixing a stove was $92.50. Write and solve an equation, blah, 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 for how many hours it took to repair. So just for her to come to your house and fix, what is it that she's fixing? The stove, she's going to get paid $55 right off the bat. Okay, so whether she works 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, $55 is guaranteed. Now, besides the $55, she gets paid by the hour. She gets $15 per hour. So if your total at the end of her visit was $92.50, how many hours did she stay at your house fixing your stove for? Well, let's figure that out. Minus 55, minus 55. Goes away, and this is, I have no idea. 2 minus 5 is 7. Ugh. 8 minus 5 is 37. 15H comes down. we're going to divide both sides by 15. And the number of hours that she worked, was it 2.5? 37.5 divided by 15. Yep, she stayed working on your stove 2.5 hours. Okay. Cell phone plan. Ugh. Back in the days where they actually had something like this, they charge you a flat fee, something that you paid no matter what, and then they charge you by minute. So in this case, her cell phone charges $9.99 per month, no matter what. Whether you use the phone, make a phone call, or text a friend, or don't text a friend, you have to pay $9.99. Now, on top of it, you have to pay 5 cents per minute. Sorry, yeah, forget text, it's just phone calls. 5 cents per minute. So, it'll be 5 cents times the number of minutes plus your monthly fee will give you however much you have to pay the phone company. So if you knew, before I even complete the equation, so if you knew you talked for 10 minutes, for example, right, then that would be, what, 50 cents, and 50 cents plus $9.99 is $10.49, and that would have been your bill, something to that extent. But in this case, we don't know how many minutes, but we do know how much your total was. So if you're trying to figure out, I wonder how many minutes I used this month, that's the equation you would use. Minus $9.99, minus $9.99, and 0.05 M, and that's going to be, I have no idea, minus 9.99, $15.16. And if you divide both sides by 5 cents, the number of minutes that you spent on the phone was 312. No, that's not bad for a whole month. Okay, so again, more for you to familiarize yourself with different situations, different real life situations that could represent your equations. Okay.